Hidden deep within the mangrove forests of Borneo lives one of Earth's most extraordinary primates, the Proboscis monkey, known for its oversized nose and gentle nature. This species is fighting a silent battle against habitat loss, climate change, predators, drought, and extinction. This full-length, cinematic wildlife documentary takes you on an emotional journey through the entire life cycle of the Proboscis monkey, exploring its survival strategies, pregnancy and birth, parenting, grief after mate or infant loss, endurance through injury and drought, diet and digestion, habitat and migration patterns, rescue and rehabilitation, lifespan, instincts, and the critical role it plays in protecting forests and human communities. Through immersive storytelling, ultra-realistic visuals, and deep emotional narration, you'll witness how proboscis monkeys shape mangrove ecosystems, protect coastlines, support fisheries, and create economic value through conservation and ecotourism while facing one of the most uncertain futures of any primate on Earth. This is more than a wildlife film. It's a story about balance, loss, resilience, and why protecting one species can mean protecting us all. If you love wildlife documentaries, kindly like, subscribe and hit the notification bell to be notified once we drop a new video. Let's dive in. In the heart of Borneo's fading forests lives a creature the world almost forgot. A primate shaped by water, trees, and time. A monkey with a nose too large for its face, and a future too fragile for this world. This is not just a story of survival. It is a story of vulnerability, of endurance, of life struggling to breathe as the forest itself disappears. The proboscis monkey wakes with the mist, high above the ground where danger waits below. That oversized nose so strange, so unmistakable, is not a flaw. It is a signal of strength, of dominance, of survival in a place where appearance can decide who lives and who doesn't from the moment they are born. Proboscis monkeys belong to the trees. Months of carrying new life while navigating unstable branches, avoiding predators and enduring hunger. One slip, one storm, one broken limb. Pregnancy here is not gentle, it is courage under constant threat. Birth comes without warning, high above the forest floor. No shelter, no assistance, only instinct, strength, and silence. The newborn takes its first breath clinging to fur, its tiny heart beating loudly in a world that never slows down. In this forest, survival is never solitary. The troop watches, warns, protects. Community is the shield against extinction. But danger flows where life flows most. The river, it feeds them, it quenches them, and beneath its surface, crocodiles wait, patient and unseen. Every crossing is a gamble, every leap a calculation between hunger and death. Predators are everywhere. If you love wildlife documentaries, kindly like, subscribe and hit the notification bell to be notified once we drop another video. Clouded leopards melt into shadows. Pythons coil in silence. Eagles watch from above. Weakness is noticed. Injury is punished. An injured monkey does not cry out. Pain is swallowed whole. Because here, vulnerability invites the end. They are not fast. They are not fierce. They survive through memory, awareness, and unity. Through knowing when to move and when to freeze, then the rains fail, leaves dry, fruit vanishes. The forest grows quiet except for hunger. They eat what others cannot: leaves, seeds, bitter plants. Their bodies endure what the land withholds. Water becomes precious. Each journey to drink risks everything. Mothers guide their young silently, teaching which branches hold, which paths kill, and which mistakes can never be repeated. But sometimes mistakes happen. A young one slips, a desperate reach, and then absence. Loss is not loud here. It settles into the trees. It lingers in empty branches. The forest moves on, even when hearts do not. That impossible noise once again becomes a tool of survival. Its call echoes across rivers, warning, reuniting, defending. A voice amplified not for beauty, but for life. Yet the greatest threat does not stalk or strike. It roars with engines. It bites with steel. Forests fall faster than generations can adapt. Homes fragment. Families separate. Paths remembered for decades vanish overnight. At night, they sleep lightly, huddled together, listening, because the dark never arrives alone. A single silent strike from below can end a life in seconds. Only together do they stand a chance. And then rain returns. The forest exhales. Green spills back into the land. Fruit ripens. Hope stirs. Knowledge passes quietly from old to young. Invisible maps of safety. Lessons written not in words, but in survival. They think, they adapt, they endure. Another pregnancy begins. Another fragile promise clings to fur. Every newborn is a miracle and a risk. These monkeys shape the forest by what they eat, by what they spread, by simply surviving. Moments of peace arrive briefly: soft sunsets, still water, quiet breath. But the future remains uncertain. Their fate depends on choices made far from these trees. Yet their existence matters, not because they are rare, not because they are strange, but because every life, no matter how unusual, belongs. Protected forests mean protected futures, and against predators, drought, injury, and extinction itself. They remain. As long as the forest breathes, so will they. A proboscis monkey's life is not measured in years, but in seasons survived. Because in the wild few live beyond the decades, and many never reach half that span, existing only on one island, in one fragile home, where fewer than 100,000 remain, and their numbers fall quietly each year. There is only one species of proboscis monkey, yet within it live countless personalities shaped by routine: waking, feeding, traveling, resting, and always watching, balancing energy and danger with instinct that reacts faster than thought, recognizing every familiar voice and every silence that feels wrong, guarding infants constantly, because one moment of distraction can erase a generation. And when a baby does not return, the forest offers no answers, leaving a mother to wait, search, call, and slowly understand as grief settles silently and heavily, expressed without tears, but not without pain, until survival itself demands movement again. Loss is remembered but not allowed to paralyze, and the troop responds by grooming longer, staying closer, filling the absence with presence. while the loss of a mate reshapes both hierarchy and heart, forcing instinct to push life forward as age brings stiffness, slower leaps, and fewer chances, and sometimes rarely help arrives from beyond the forest in the form of human rescue that the monkey does not understand as kindness, only restraint, healing slowly in captivity where fear fades last, before release returns them to risk renewed. Every sound unfamiliar, every branch needing to be tested, where acceptance by the troop is never guaranteed but sometimes. Mercifully, the forest remembers. Life after loss does not erase grief, it transforms it. As new infants are cared for with echoes of what was lost, instincts sharpen again, survivors become teachers. Experience passes quietly from old to young. Years move forward unnoticed unless you are watching. Adaptation, not strength, decides who lives longest. And short lifespans mean fewer chances to rebuild. When death comes without ceremony and the forest simply absorbs what falls, leaving behind only memory and impact, while life continues with new births, new bonds, and old lessons, each year lived a victory in an uncertain future, where one rescued life can restore many more, where coexistence demands restraint, and despite everything loss, age, fear, and fragility, the Proboscis monkey remains, proving that a short life does not mean a small one, and as long as they endure, hope endures with them. They live where land surrenders to water, where roots drown and survival learns to float, in mangrove forests that are never gentle, where salt burns leaves, mud traps the careless, and yet life persists as rivers rise and the forest transforms rather than drowns. Because these monkeys are not creatures of mountains or cold heights, but of lowlands, alone, a narrow world that becomes both their refuge and their prison. Classified among the colobine monkeys, they are leaf-eaters shaped by fermentation and patience, carrying complex stomachs capable of breaking down toxins others cannot survive, choosing young leaves carefully, while knowing that even sweetness can become dangerous, guided not by desire, but by instinctive restraint that tells them when to stop, making them silent gardeners of the forest, whose feeding choices shape which trees rise again, dispersing seeds so quietly that few notice their work until it is gone. They do not migrate across continents, yet they move with seasons, water, and food, following rivers like living highways that guide safety and escape, selecting sleeping trees each night above water where ground predators cannot reach, while beneath them crocodiles wait with patience older than the forest itself. But the greatest threats no longer hunt or strike, as mangroves fall and nothing replaces them. Wetlands burn where water once ruled. Plantations spread where forests once fed generations. And safe paths fragment into traps, as pollution poisons rivers and forces hard choices, demanding adaptation or disappearance. Still, forests depend on them, because without leaf-eaters balance collapses. Mangroves lose their rhythm, and carbon escapes into warming skies, even as these forests shield coastlines, calm storms, and protect villages beyond their roots, turning survival into shared benefit. Living monkeys generate livelihoods through ecotourism, conservation, and science, supporting guides, rangers, and communities while mangroves raise fish before they ever reach the sea, securing food and stability for people who may never see the monkeys themselves. Science continues to learn from their digestion, their adaptation, their quiet intelligence. Because remove one piece from this system, and the entire structure trembles. As storms grow stronger and mangroves stand as nature's shield between waves and homes, proving that coexistence works only when protection includes people. These monkeys do not know they are essential. They simply live, yet if they vanish, the forest would follow. And if they remain so, does hope. Because they are more than monkeys, they are engineers, guardians, and silent providers. And the choice is ours to protect them or replace living. Forests with regret. For when the Proboscis monkey thrives, the forest breathes, and so do we. If you love wildlife documentaries, kindly like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to be notified once we drop a new video.